Today is a special day, so I wanted to do a quick live stream to talk about the journey. Um, so if you've not joined me yet, you can just go on. I've sort of announced on my Instagram about going live, so I'm gonna put it everywhere so everybody knows what's up, what's going on. I'm pretty excited about this because obviously we've launched Hyena Man. I almost even said Beats of War. It's been a journey for sure. I Yeah. So the first thing I wanted to do is just kind of like open up our shop, whatever, to show you. But I wanted to just chat to you guys first. Um, Talk about the journey. Sharing all my screens basically. But yeah, I'm more interested in showing you the store. So yeah, it's Hyena Man. It's on the third page of our store. We're still, updating things as we go. Everything you see that is being done here is all independent. And I've been so fortunate to work with a lot of people. Today I'm doing this live stream, but it's like it's supposed to be a day of celebration, basically. Should have opened some champagne today. Had some champagne over, to kind of like chat about this, the whole journey. So the Heineman came to me because obviously I've had done Beats of War, and I think we're up to issue 3. That's when the ideas started coming, and I was always looking for something to do, another story that was grounded in reality, a sort of ground level character who kind of like I would do sort of compare him to like Batman and Blade, sort of the two combined together. But I didn't rush into it. I wanted to do something that was sort of original, different. I mean, there's people always say that probably ideas you have to of characters or things you want to do. Somebody has thought about it. I don't know if someone thought about the Heineman, but I wanted to do something that was true to myself as a creator. So I kind of had the idea of a character, but I didn't know when I'll call him Hyena Man. So this is what happened. And then I was going on YouTube trying to research a bit of history about different tribes in Africa, and then I fall on this sort of story article written about this tribe in Nigeria that has people who are called the mysterious Hyena Man. It's on YouTube. It's actually they even did a little documentary about this tribe that takes little like pet hyenas and they look after them as really small pets, like more like the way you would look after dogs. And then later when they grow up, they protect them. They use them for different festivals. Like they'll probably take the animal to perform because naturally everybody is scared of hyenas. So whenever they show up for big festivals like in Nigeria, everybody will freak out. Like, how can a man just be with that beast from the jungle? And apparently, when I was reading about hyenas, I found out that they're the animals that have the strongest jaw in all the animals in the jungle. Basically, it's the only animal that will eat its prey and chew its bone. Basically, other animals will just eat the flesh and go, but the hyena will chew its bone as well. So basically, you won't see anything left. So they are quite dangerous animals. So when I looked into that was quite, I found it quite fascinating, the connection between the man and the hyena. But also I started researching in Central Africa within the Bantu people. There are other tribes that live deep in forest that really get hyenas and look after them, more like the way you they bring up a dog and look after it. So they're also fascinated by hyenas, and that tribe is also close to where I come from in Africa. And I was like, oh, what if I create a character called Hyena Man? But obviously, when you create characters like that, you're trying to figure out the whole world, the story. What you gonna talk about? How is the story gonna be different from what's already been created? So I was doing a lot of research, and I was like, I'm a big fan of Blade. I think Blade was the first superhero film I saw when it came out. But it came out, and then I saw it like years later because obviously I was still in Africa, and I like the excitement the Batman gives me. And plus, for the Etianverse, I really wanted to create a character that was grounded in our reality. Basically, you could shoot the guy, he could die. He doesn't have any superpowers, so anything could happen to him, really. And I feel like Batman really is one of the characters I love because I relate to him. The guy is just a billionaire. Okay, he has a lot of money, but if shot or they throw an atomic bomb on him, he'll probably die, right? So that's really more relatable with other people. So I wanted to create a character that has these flaws and was more human and could fail on a battle and could just go through this journey of becoming a superhero and become this big superhero that everybody looks up to. So that's kind of like how yeah, I had envisioned Hyena Man. So I wanted to bring in those elements to the character, but also staying true to my values and my culture, because it's very easy to say, oh, I'm going to create a story that is set in New York or is set in Scotland, or maybe Scotland is cool because I've been living here for more than 10 years. But if I tell a story from characters of where I come from, are more likely to go deep into details of the character, where they come from, the details of their culture, their ambitions, who they are, and basically the backstory of the character. And with that, it gives me that sort of freedom to be able to tap into my culture and bring in these other elements of who I am, my culture, put in the character. Because now I lived in Africa. I grew there. I grew up there. So I understand the ins and out of the cultures, how people live in the villages, how people live in the cities. So I wanted to take that and put it in a character. But what was my approach? I've been living in Scotland for more than 12 years now. And for some reason I'm always fascinated by Scotland, and I wanted to sort of incorporate sort of this geographic location, which is Scotland. But this time, the sort of part of the city that the Hyena Man comes from is Edinburgh, but I won't reveal how that's connected until you read the books, obviously. But I kind of wanted to get an original story of somebody who wants to really reconnect with who he is, and he decides to go back home. And all his life he was born in Scotland, and then he decides, okay, I need to take this journey and see motherland of where I come from. And some sort of accident happens which sort of takes him on a journey of self-discovery, as he's trying to figure out who he is. So upon going to Africa, he connects with a character that he's sort of connected to, because a lot of people are born, like they say in the UK, on the Western world, and then after long many years of generations after generations, you sort of disconnect with who you are, especially if you don't go back to visit or if you don't understand where you come from. So I just wanted to take a character in that sort of journey that could be relatable with a lot of people. And so the Heinemann goes there and starts to understand this character, learns ways of this character, and it gets really interesting. So I don't want to spoil it for you guys because obviously a lot of people are going to read the book. And I wanted to say the story in future basically because I'm fascinated by technology and the way things are going super fast. You've got AI that is making us creators even more pissed off that it exists, but it's the world that we live in. Technology is going so fast. Cars are flying soon, I'm sure. I've seen a couple of videos online, but I'm fascinated by the future because not knowing how the future is going to be, like technologically as humans, that keeps me excited and optimistic and curious. So this comic book was more for me to sort of explore a world that I've created of the future basically, and put characters there and figure things out in that future that I envision, that I see in my head. So I've teamed up with my friend Craig Andrew Monet, who's a co-writer and also editor on the book. He saw the first draft that I did, and then he's like, I'm excited about this. Let's make it happen. And as I speak, we've written up to 5 issues of the book. And after that, we'll see where the story goes. But I'm pretty excited about the book. It's something that came organically. I don't usually say that, okay, I've got Beats of War, I need to create another character, I need to do something else. I've always wanted to sort of let that sort of organic way of creating these stories happen organically. I've said the word organically twice, without having for me to force it. So the Heinemann came without me planning it. But I think the Etianverse is gonna change because now we have a ground level character who is no alien, who is not half human, half alien, who is human and who is relatable to other people. And I wonder if his world is ever gonna cross ET's world. I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. But the publishing company that I've set up a studio, I feel like it needed a character like that, and that's how the Hyena Man came to be. So yeah, that's basically me talking about the character and how I create the characters. And with Hyena Man, I gave him so many of the powers that actual hyenas do possess in the jungle. So that's kind of like what I wanted to explore. I mean, if the hyenas are hunting at night, how they see in darkness. If they're trying to trap their prey, how they trap the play, their play. I noticed that they hunt in huge numbers. I've seen a couple of videos where lions will attack a hyena, and out of nowhere they all come super fast, and they come in huge numbers, and the lion ends up running away. So they have that sort of thing about hunting in groups. You think it's one hyena, and then you attack it, and then the dad comes, the uncle comes, and then they'll attack you, and then you end up running away. So they have different qualities that are quite fascinating, and I wanted to explore that, take that, and put it into a character, which I thought really is quite fascinating. So if you like wildlife and you want to check out like what makes hyenas really unique, you can go check it out. And I'm pretty sure things that hyenas do, you'll find that I've got those ideas and put them in this character. So what's next that I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about collaborations. Obviously, I've talked about Craig, who have collaborated on this. He's a co-writer on this. He's taken the story to the next level, basically. Talking about trying to envision the character. I had these three looks of the character on how I wanted him to look like. I had this first look where it's kind of like set in future, but the whole world is so polluted, and he's still trying to explore how his helmet and his costume is gonna look like. So he's got these sort of goggles that cover his face so he can breathe through oxygen, and he's got like a gun, and he's got boots, and his military boots, sorry, because he's trying to survive this world. More like Blade Runner world, if I could give you a good reference for you to think about. And then another look was more like business look, to reflect his father's business and what he does, and you get to discover those when you read the comic book. And then the third look was more his sort of Hyena Man costume, basically. So that one is one I sort of wanted to get the look of a hyena and incorporate that in his sort of helmet on how he looks. And then back to his cap, I'll go some ideas from hyenas, and that's still in we still modify it as we go. But at the moment we have his tribal costume look, and we also have his sort of military look, and those are okay to start with, and that's kind of like the ideas I started with. And now going forward, I collaborated with the best people, I would say, in the world. I mean, Ben Wilsonham, he's the one who's doing the colors, who drew the whole book. But talking about other people who have worked on the book, I've got people like Clark Bint, who's worked on Killtopia by a good friend of mine, Dave Cook, and also he's worked on Rebel Moon comic books. Those ones are the ones that Zack Snyder did a few movies on. And you've got Derek Robertson, who's famous for doing The Boys. So he did cover B, and then Clark did cover C, and all those covers will be available for purchase. So as I've been talking, I'm on my website where you can see or the third page of the store where all the covers are. I'm gonna open up cover A so you can check it out. So cover A looks like this. This is just my computer. Looks like this. I was still logged into WordPress, so I'm trying to log out first. So Etianverse. Okay, let's go back to the store. Then if you go back down to the third page, we've got cover A. Ooh, look at that. he's jumping in the jungle, and here he's kind of like hunting in the jungle somewhere in Africa. Then you've got a logo, his title logo, and also his mark as the Hyena. And now we've got cover B by Derek Robertson. He was fortunate enough to give me some of his time so he could do something cool. Because he's drawn characters like Superman, Batman. I was like, can you do something for Hyena Man for me? And then he did this. So this is also available for sale. So cover C and B are limited edition. They are limited to a few numbers. Then we stop printing them. And then if you go to cover C, Clark just had a different approach. That I would say something about Clark. I would just tell him what I want, and he usually goes there and just do his thing. And I have to say that cover C looks sick. It looks sick. These are for all display, by the way. We're gonna add in some really cool graphics when we release the books. And then when you come here, we've got t-shirts, different t-shirts, and then we've got bundle deals where you can buy like the comic books and you get like 3 t-shirts. I don't know why my computer keeps doing that. You get 3 t-shirts and you get hearts, and then obviously here it describes everything that you're gonna be getting. And yeah, this is all gonna be interesting because I made a few bundle deals so that if you wanna buy all the 3 books and get some merchandise, you can buy them. We've got different colors of t-shirts. We've got green, we've got the ones with covers, and we'll be adding more merch as we go. But also, if you're a member of the Etianverse in Etian plans, you can get huge discounts, by the way. So let me click on this where you see all the covers. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's really cool. So yeah, it's I kind of wanted to do a quick live stream today to kind of show you where these comic books are, where you can buy them. It's been a very interesting process, working with everybody to sort of bring this to life. I'm so fortunate to be able to collaborate with these people who are talented and who helped me bring the character to life, basically. So yeah, what else did I want to show you on my computer? Yeah, so I wanted to show you the covers in full. Let's see. So you've got here cover C. He's jumping, slicing through these black ops. And you can see they've got a flag of Scotland. Sick. And then you've got the logo here. Then let's go to cover A. He's jumping obviously with his sword. He's got his sword thing going on, and I like the fact that each artist did their own thing with the covers, which is pretty cool as well. And then we've got cover B, which is one of my favorite as well. Let me just say, I love all of the covers because they've got the Hyena Man in different places. In cover B, he's standing on some of those chimneys in Edinburgh, and it's in future. We don't reveal much of Edinburgh and what's going on. And then you've got him in the bush somewhere in Kano, in the village of Kano. Here he's actually in the village. Here it's more like in the forest attacking the enemy, and here is more like they're attacking his town and he's trying to protect these people. I mean, who sent them? I'm here to find out who sent those people. So yeah, this has been a very crazy, fun experience creating Hyena Man, and I'm super excited that you guys now get to pre-order it, own it. And yeah, I wanted to do a quick live stream to sort of introduce the book. So go in my description, pre-order your copy. They'll start shipping end of March, and yeah, the future is bright. Let's get this out there to the